Rolex is one of the most iconic symbols of wealth and power that people aspire to own. All of us want one, but most of us can't afford it. Rolex is reserved for the crème de la crème of society. It is a symbol of grandeur and the accessory of the elite. However, it may shock you to learn that Rolex is not registered as a profit-making company. Rather, it is registered as a non-profit organization. It seems almost absurd to think that a watch that costs more than $10,000 is owned by a charity. Rolex almost gives off Robin Hood vibes, taking from the rich and giving to the poor. Rolex was founded in 1902 by Hans Wilsdorf and his brother-in-law Alfred Davis as Wilsdorf and Davis. After Hans's wife passed away in 1944, he established the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation. Hans had no children to hand over the reins of his company to, so to safeguard the future of the company while simultaneously giving back to society, Hans donated all of the shares of Rolex to the foundation. Control of the foundation fell to the 5 foundation trustees after his death in 1960. These people are neither owners nor shareholders. They only serve as stewards of the foundation. Their main goal is to maintain the Hans Wilsdorf Primary Foundation and manage the numerous charitable endeavors that the foundation undertakes. Rolex on average makes an annual profit of around $1 billion, most of which is donated to the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation. Because the profits of Rolex eventually go to a charitable institution, Rolex doesn't pay a single penny in tax as per Swiss law. Knowing this, anyone purchasing a Rolex watch should feel good about 2 things. First, they get to own and wear one of the most exquisite watches money can buy. Second, they are indirectly helping out those in need, because the profits from the sale of the watch are used for the benefit of society. The company itself endorses this belief through their claim that, behind the Rolex crown, is a way of thinking about our place in the world and an aspiration to contribute. We call this perpetual spirit. It is based on a fundamental belief in unlimited human potential, in continuous improvement, in always pushing the boundaries and taking the long-term view. Our watches are built to last. So is our contribution to future generations. Some of the notable initiatives organized, managed, or funded by the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation are: the Wilsdorf Foundation awards the title of Rolex Laureate to 5 foundations every year. This award honors trailblazing men and women from around the world who work to improve life on Earth in the fields of technology, culture, exploration, and arts. Along with the recognition, networking opportunity, and media coverage, these Rolex laureates receive a cash grant worth $200,000 to advance their initiatives and a Rolex chronometer watch worth over $10,000. Some of the notable Rolex laureates are Oscar Ekpenimo, a man devoted to solving the food crisis plaguing the poor in Nigeria. Coming from an extremely poor family where he would often only have 1 meal a day, Abuja decided to develop a software that would allow retailers to understand which food items are near their expiry date so that they can offer them at discounted prices to the poor. In fact, he used the Rolex Award to improve this software to help millions of food-deprived people. Another changemaker Rolex has fostered is Hindu Umaru Ibrahim, a climate change and indigenous people's rights activist. Her vision was to use mapping to bring about both peace and agricultural prosperity to the people around Lake Chad. After having successfully tested her idea with only 500 people, she caught the attention of both the Wilsdorf Foundation and the national government. She is an icon, working successfully as a woman and a person belonging to a minority community. The last, but certainly not the least laureate you should know about, is Miranda Wang, a Chinese-Canadian entrepreneur who founded the company popularly known as Novaloop. Novaloop works with the greatest threat to our planet right now. No, it's not whatever Kim Jong-un is up to, it's plastic. Her company develops recycling technology to tackle the ever-growing plastic problem in our world, and the Wilsdorf Foundation's recognition of her venture only catapulted her faster towards success. Rolex is situated in Geneva, and among other things, it is believed to have donated 2 housing structures to Geneva's social institutions. Rolex also supports educational and social initiatives through charitable donations to various public and private schools, grants to charities, and scholarships for the underprivileged. Aside from giving back to society, Wilsdorf had donated the shares of Rolex to his foundation because it safeguarded the future of the company after his demise. Hans and his wife had no children, but to make sure that the company that Hans had built from the ground up survives long after his death, Hans structured the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation in a special way. He made sure that the shares of the company can never be sold, nor can the company be divided into smaller individual companies. The company does not pay any dividends to individuals, as the foundation owns 100% of Rolex's shares, so no one individual can reap the benefits of Hans's hard work. What do you think about Hans's master stroke, which ensured that his legacy will live long after his death and impact the lives of innumerable people for years to come? Let us know in the comments. Also, give us a like and subscribe to Business Absolute so that you don't miss out on any other business stories. Watch as we break down how Rolex achieved a cult status in popular culture through its branding and how being a charitable organization aided in this process. Rolex's not-for-profit status allows it to protect a lot of the information that private and public companies are supposed to disclose. Swiss law allows charitable organizations to withhold more information regarding their transactions and dealings as compared to private and public companies. This lack of information about the company in the public's eye has added to the super secretive aura of the company. The company is almost like a unicorn. Everybody wants to know more about it, but Rolex doesn't have to tell the world about its secrets. Another interesting facet of Rolex's brand is that it has become a part of the world culture. Its imagery evokes awe, and its brand is linked to privilege. In fact, we believe that this is done on purpose. Rolex is extremely selective with its brand ambassadors. It does not use basketball stars like LeBron James or football icons like Cristiano Ronaldo to publicize their watches. Their brand ambassadors include Tiger Woods, Angelique Kerber, and Roger Federer. This is because sports like golf and tennis are associated with wealth, and mostly wealthy and classy people play and watch these sports. Rolex also has legendary singer Michael Bublé,
and I'm feeling good,
and concert pianist Yundi on their books. If you think about it, golf and piano are not for the masses. Piano and golf are for those with a refined and expensive taste. Rolex's message is hence clear. We are for the old, rich, and classy. We are luxury. It is interesting to note that though Rolex does not really allow rappers to promote their watches, the crown appears in multiple rap songs. Rappers and hip-hop artists in particular appear to utilize them as a mark of their success. Wiley, Drake, and Iggy Azalea are just a few examples. Performing a fast search on lyrics reveals that over 1,900 songs written by musicians from around the world mention the company. Another name attached to the crown is James Bond, a well-dressed, cocktail-drinking, elusive but classy spy. All things that scream Rolex. In fact, James Bond has worn Rolex watches on screen since 1962. Lastly, the brand is also seen on actual members of the now famous Crown, the British royalty. Prince Harry, Prince Beatrice, and many other members of the royal family are often seen wearing Rolex watches in public. Rolex is so secretive and exclusive that in the recent Rolefest, the rules clearly stated that no one could reveal the name of the location till after the event was over. Rolefest is an invite-only private event where Rolex collectors and enthusiasts come together to talk watches. The event itself was exclusive, with each ticket priced at over $2,000. The event had vintage Rolexes that have never seen the light of day and was open to only 100 watch collectors from around the world. This event was heavily followed on Instagram and gave birth to the term sex pile, which denotes a pile of exclusive Rolex watches. However, there are negative effects of this sort of luxury branding as well, namely being attached to the likes of The Wolf of Wall Street and American Psycho. In these movies, vastly successful but immoral men are seen raking in the babes and dollars. It has created a culture of unique consumerism and class discrimination. Hence, it is important to remember the origins and the NGO spirit behind the luxury watch brand. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to our channel and check out the description below to access our secrets to building wealth and growing rich super fast. We showed you the brand strategy of Rolex, the mystery it hides behind its shiny exterior, and the glamour it is associated with. To know the origin story about the founder of Rolex, Hans Willdorf, and how the company grew to where it is, click here.